Hey guys, what's up? Nick Parsons here from picksandparlays.net. I have an exciting video here for you guys on Saturday. Once again, I'm going to reveal all 10 of my Circa Millions and Super Contest picks, guys. I entered this show, the Betting Memo show, into the two biggest NFL contests in the world out of Las Vegas, the Circa Millions and the Super Contest. And guys, I'm 24 and 21 in both contests. Now, you would automatically assume that I'm using the same picks for both, but that's the thing is I'm not. I'm using entirely different picks. There has not been one crossover pick on either of these contests, guys. So I have identical 24 and 21 picks as we come into week 10 here. That's not nearly good enough for top spot, but if it does put me in a realistic position for the money at the end of the year, especially if I can get hot over the final 8 weeks. Obviously, that is a big if. But if I can't get hot over the final 8 weeks, guys, I do still have a legitimate shot at the prize money. I didn't enter to lose these contests, although I've been really realistic with my expectations from the start. This is a really difficult format over the long term for sure. 5 against the spread picks each week against some pretty tough lines. But either way, guys, this particular one here on Saturday, it's 100% dedicated to these picks this weekend. No more talking. Let's get into it here. The first one I'm looking at is the Circa Millions. And so with my first pick here, guys, I like the Buffalo Bills, and I have -9.5, despite this being a very public pick. I like the Bills this weekend in Miami as big favorites. As I said, I have -9.5. Tua and the Fish looked pretty bad in last week's 28-6 home loss to the Ravens, who up to that point had really struggled in stopping anyone defensively. Buffalo won this game 31-21 at home in September, but I think Josh Allen and the Bills will win by a bigger margin now. I mean, Miami can't score and it can't stop anyone. Guys, I'm taking Buffalo as my first pick in the Circa. And then as my second pick, guys, I'm taking the Buccaneers. I have -2.5. The Bucs are 6-2 and off a relatively simple 23-3 win at New Orleans last time out. Coming out of their bye, they catch the Patriots at the right time, I think. New England is 7-2 and off 6 straight wins, but it barely held on for the 24-23 home win over Atlanta last week. Now catching a rested Mayfield at home, I think the correct call here is on the home side, guys. So I'm rolling with the Bucs as well. I have -2.5. And then I also have the Jets, who, as of putting this out, haven't quite 100% committed in saying that Justin Fields will be back under center for them this week after leading them to a come-from-behind 39-38 road win at the Bengals. He finished 21 of 32 for 244 passing yards and 1 touchdown through the air, while also adding another 33 yards rushing. Bryce Hall, though, he finished with 133 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns for New York. Now, the Browns looked decent against the Dolphins at home, but then they reverted to form in last week's 32-13 loss at New England. I think the most likely outcome is a Jets outright victory, but I'm grabbing the points with New York in this one, guys. And then I'm taking the Vikings with the 3.5 points at home to the Ravens. Now, J.J. McCarthy, he returned for the Vikings last week, and Minnesota pulled off that epic 27-24 upset road win at Detroit as a 9.5-point underdog. McCarthy was 14 of 25 for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Baltimore got back Lamar Jackson back as well last week, and they did go on to destroy the Dolphins 28-6. Jackson was 18 of 23 for 204 yards and 4 touchdowns. But I mean, beating Miami is one thing, and doing it 2 times on the road is quite another, I think, especially against the Vikings at home. I think an outright win for Minnesota is the most likely outcome here, guys, but I'm grabbing the points with the Vikings as my 4th pick in the Circa. And then my final pick, I'm taking Jackson Dart and the Giants, guys. Now, New York is off 3 straight losses, and it hasn't had any issues, though, putting points on the board. They just have not been able to stop anyone of late, but they have faced some stiff competition. They lost 33-32 at Denver, falling 38-20 the following week at Philadelphia, and then 34-24 at home to San Francisco. Now facing Caleb Williams and the Bears, I think New York will be risking life and limb here to try and pull off the slight upset and avoid the 0-4 slide. Chicago returns home off a 47-42 win at Cincinnati. I mean, I don't know what's more impressive or horrifying, the 47 points the Bears scored or the 42 points they conceded to the Bengals. Either way, guys, I say the hungrier team wins this one, but I'm grabbing the points with New York as my final pick in the Circa Millions. Hey guys, Picks and Parlays always have some really great specials going on, but I'm just going to tell you about two here really quickly, and then we will get back into my Super Contest picks here, guys. But the first one is $7 Fridays, guys. Head on over to Picks and Parlays on Fridays because every participating handicapper releases one $7 package. And so there's no coupon or code needed. There's no limit either, so you can grab as many of these packages as you like. Guys, go check out $7 Fridays for sure over at Picks and Parlays. And the second special, guys, is called the Weekend Warrior Football Pass. Now, this one only costs $49, and you get every Saturday football pick, every Sunday football pick, and every Monday football pick from your selected expert for just $49, guys. So also go check out the Weekend Warrior Football Pass. And then right back into the picks here, guys, the Super Contest picks. And so my first pick of the Super Contest, guys, I like the Texans at home to the Jaguars, and I have my +1 in that contest. Now, Jacksonville is 2-1 on the road this year, and the Jags were lucky to earn one of those victories last week at Las Vegas. That was the 30-29 OT victory. The Raiders came up just short, going for the 2-point conversion in overtime. Previous to that, the Jags looked terrible in back-to-back home losses to the Seahawks and Rams. Houston is 3-5 overall, and it's faced some stiff competition over the last month, facing the Ravens, Seahawks, 49ers, and Broncos, going 2-2 over that stretch. Off the 18-15 home loss to Denver, though, I like CJ Stroud to bounce back in this almost must-win situation. So that's how I see this one going down. I'm on the Texans as my first pick of the Super Contest. And with my second pick, guys, I like the Saints. I'm taking the points, and I think that Spencer Rattler and the visitors can be competitive throughout on this one. Carolina is 5-4 and off the 16-13 road win at Green Bay as a 13.5-point underdog. And I just smell an upset here off that big win. In their last home game here, the Panthers lost 40-9 to the Bills. And I think, guys, the hungrier visiting side, it sneaks in through the back door in this one. So I'm grabbing the points with the Saints as my second pick. And then with my third pick, I'm grabbing the 8 points and taking the Commanders. I had Washington last week in its loss to the Seahawks. It looked pretty bad for sure. Jaden Daniels is in fact out now, and it's Marcus Mariota under center for the home side. The thing about Mariota is he's been a lot better at home than on the road. It's like a night and day difference this year. Basically a complete Jekyll and Hyde performer, excelling at home and just terrible on the road. And I mean, when you look at Detroit, it's been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team with its performance of late as well. It's coming off a bad 27-24 home loss to Minnesota as a 9.5-point favorite. Now the Lions are huge road favorites in the nation's capital, and with a big game at Philadelphia next weekend. Guys, I think the Commanders will keep it competitive down the stretch. I think that Philly could be caught looking ahead here, so I'm grabbing the points with Washington in this one. And with my fourth pick in the Super Contest, guys, I'm taking the Steelers and the points. I have +3 in the Super Contest. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh snapped a 2-game slide and moved to 5-3 with a 27-20 win over the Colts as 3-point dogs. And now here they are, 3-point dogs again on the road against the Chargers, who enter 6-3 and off back-to-back wins. But both were against two really questionable opponents, hammering the Vikes 37-10 without J.J. McCarthy. And then last week they held on for the 27-20 win over Tennessee as 10-point favorites. The Chargers have struggled to contain the pass this year, though, and I think Rodgers and the Steelers have a legit shot at winning this one outright again. But either way, guys, I'm grabbing the points with Pittsburgh as my fourth pick. And with my final pick, guys, it's the Monday Nighter. It's a pretty good matchup for sure. It sees the defending champs in Green Bay, guys, and I like the home side in this one. I have -2.5. Philadelphia is coming off consecutive wins at 6-2. It's hard to say too many negative things about the Eagles, but I just think they're going to run into the more determined team here that's going to risk life and limb to try and pull off the victory. As Green Bay does look to get back on track after its three-game win streak was snapped last time out in a 16-13 home loss to Carolina as a 13.5-point favorite. It feels like a letdown spot after the 35-25 win at Pittsburgh over Aaron Rodgers. That's the way that one sort of feels to me now when you look back at it, guys. But either way, I like the Packers and I'm laying the short points as my final pick, guys. So there you have it, guys. I am not out of the money yet in either of these contests. If I have a big weekend, then I really will be looking good going into the final stretch, the final third of the season. Guys, we are doing our best to try and rejuvenate the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. So if I could please ask you to smash the like button, to please leave some comments whether you agree or disagree. That really does help us out with the algorithm. Also hit the bell icon and subscribe. All of those things are really easy to do, and they really do help us out. And that is it for today, guys. I will be back on Monday with more client picks. I will be back with an NFL pick I hit last Monday night, guys. And so you guys can tune in on Monday to get that Monday Night Football pick. Guys, thanks for watching. See you then. Take care.